sports show period. Weeknights on FSN.
Cardinal baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. By Auto Tire, the tire pros. For the lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by Southwest Airlines, with more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com. So Brad Thompson making his Major League debut as far as a starting pitcher this afternoon. This will be his 19th appearance, most on the team, along with Isringhausen, the Cardinals closer. Of course, he came up through the Cardinal ranks as a starting pitcher. Chris Carpenter unavailable for his start this afternoon. Cardinals lineup brought to you by Southwest Airline. Eckstein, Spezio, and Pujols in the first. Then Scott Rowland, Juan Encarnacion, Hector Luna to start at second. Molina back in there behind the plate. Sotaguchi with a left-hander on the mound as the starter in center field. And Brad Thompson, the pitcher, batting ninth. Noah Lowery gets the start for the San Francisco Giants. His numbers brought to you by Advance Auto Parts, and he has a record Al of 1-1.
Well, he spent a little time on the disabled list with a right oblique strain. Last year he was their big winner with only 13 wins, but he led the club in wins, innings, ERA, and strikeouts in a single season. So it kind of tells you they had a disappointing season.
Noah Lowery, his fifth start this afternoon. The Auto Tire defense behind him: Wynn, Finley, Ortmeyer, and Wright. Feliz, Vizquel, Durham, and Sweeney on the infield. Todd Green is behind the plate. That's a look at your Auto Tire defense. No Barry Bonds in the starting lineup this afternoon. Mark Sweeney gets the start at first after a tough night for Jose Vizcaino. 2 errors led to 3 runs. You and I both were a little surprised that Sweeney did not get the start last night. They went with Vizcaino, normally a middle infielder, and a guy that is valuable off the bench for Felipe Alou, as the first pitch is taken for a ball by David Eckstein.
Well, they had won quite a few games with Vizcaino at first base, but his defense let him down last night. And also Sweeney with back-to-back nights being successful in pinch hitting roles.
That pitch is in there for strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Cardinal leadoff man David Eckstein. Good on base percentage. This is what you look at with a leadoff man. Barry Bonds leading the league at 481 despite hitting under 250. And it's a leadoff walk. Not the way that Noah Lowery wanted to start this game.
Well, a lot of his success depends on him locating and spotting his fastball. Last time out he struggled a little bit in that way, but he pitched very effectively. But his former college teammate and former Cardinal Danny Herron beat him last time out. Both of them played for Pepperdine. That had to be a pretty good pitching staff.
Danny Herron, they say, is electric right now. Centerpiece in that deal, along with Derek Barton, to pick up Mark Mulder. Here's the switch hitting Spezio. Starting left field today, hitting .312, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs on the year.
He's been swinging the bat. You got to find playing time for him.
Plays second. He's been filling in with Miles and Luna over there. And today it's Hector Luna at second base.
Changeup is the best pitch for Lowery, but it's only effective if you can spot your fastball.
On deck, Albert Pujols. He homered in the first last night.
Mike Matheny getting the day off after the night game last night.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Hit out of play and foul. Lowery with an ERA of 3.38. Came in with 21 1/3 innings under his belt. 20 hits allowed, 8 runs allowed, all earned. And that walk is 10th that he has issued this year. He struck out 11. Pujols in the lineup. Bonds is not. And here comes a 1-2 pitch to Spezio. Cardinals have made a habit out of dropping that first game, but then winning game 2, and more times than not, especially at home, winning game 3.
Well, that's you know, obviously you'd like to win the first one, and then you're thinking about a sweep. But they have been brilliant. They have only lost one series, and they were swept by Chicago. And boy, has Chicago been on hard times since then. They're about to lose another one today.
Spezio pops it up right side. Dusty Baker, of course, Al, in the final year of a 4-year contract in Chicago, and he understands the timing is not right to at least ask or get that extension. He may have to wait until after the end of the season. You got to wonder about his bargaining power right now too, as his team is going down the tubes.
Well, I think you know, when you're missing 3 starting pitchers, and then Derek Lee, your best offensive weapon, is out.
The 1-2 pitch to Spezio. Hit out to center. Steve Finley there. Now to bring in Albert. So here we play on May 24th, and Albert Pujols will dig in among the league leaders in just about every offensive category. 23 home runs. Alfonso Soriano and Adam Dunn next closest at 16. 57 RBIs, and the next closest is Lance Berkman of Houston with 43.
How about this stat? Pujols has 100 more RBIs than Lance Berkman, you know, since he came into the league. He's hit more home runs since his rookie season, 224 to Bonds' 220. He's number 2. But he's had a National League best 678 RBIs since breaking into the league in 2001, followed next by Astros Lance Berkman at 578. 100 more RBIs.
There's a pitch in there to Albert Pujols. In all of baseball, there are only 2 hitters that have more home runs than strikeouts.
And you know how many times we think about somebody who's got more walks than strikeouts.
Right.
Think about home runs.
Out in front on the changeup. Albert grounds to short, double play. Got him to reach. And a 6-4-3 double play started by Omar Vizquel. Bottom of the first coming up, and there's no score. Back in San Francisco, where the Giants are in the cellar of the National League West, 2.5 games back of Arizona. They're tied with San Diego. Look at Felipe Alou's lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Wynn, Vizquel, and Finley in the first. Feliz is the cleanup man. Then Sweeney, Durham, Green, Ortmeyer, the right fielder, and Noah Lowery batting 9th. Here's Brad Thompson getting the start as Chris Carpenter is out with a back injury, not expected to be serious. And Thompson's numbers brought to you by Rico.
Well, Brad, as we know, this is his first major league start, and he's been doing an outstanding job. Last time he pitched was 2 innings of 1-hit baseball, no walks, 1 strikeout. That was Sunday in Kansas City to finish off that sweep. But Brad is the kind of guy, you know, that he's very efficient, go out there and throw strikes, keep the ball down, get ground balls, have the Giant hitters help him out, and hopefully he can get 3 or 4 innings.
Thompson, if there is a knock against him this year, it's been with inherited runners out of the bullpen. A lot of those have scored, but when he starts an inning, that's when he has been very, very good, as Randy Wynn, the leadoff man, digs in.
That's where he's only retired 8 of the first 18 batters he's faced. And pitching in middle relief for most of the time you come in with men on base. So here we'll see what happens.
Well, how important was the start last night by Marquis to go into the 9th inning? Unbeknownst to us, Chris Carpenter was going to be on the mend. They had approached Josh Hancock about possibly starting this game. And of course, Brad Thompson gets the start this afternoon. A starter in the minor leagues. He had that scoreless inning streak in the minors, and he wasn't there very long and made it to the big leagues with the Cardinals a season ago. Roland will give it a look, and that's going to find the seats out of play. Just an absolutely gorgeous afternoon here in San Francisco.
It's not the most desirable situation for Brad Thompson or anyone starting this game out of the bullpen when you know that it's near mathematically impossible that you're going to qualify for a win. You can get a no decision, you can get an L. But you probably can't go 5 innings.
Out to left, it's going to sink and fall for a base hit in front of Scott Spezia. So Randy Wynn is aboard to start things off for the Giants. Auto Tire defense behind Thompson this afternoon. Spezio, Taguchi, and Encarnacion in the outfield. Roland, Eckstein on the left side of the infield. Luna, Pujols on the right side. Molina back in there behind the plate. That's your Auto Tire defense. Leadoff hit for Randy Wynn, and it brings in Vizquel. 2 shortstops in the game today, the 2 hardest to strike out in the league. Vizquel strikes out once every 18 at bats, and Eckstein once every 17. Albert Pujols, for being such a power hitter and the kind of numbers he's put up, 3rd hardest in the league to strike out every 16. There's a look at Carpenter, the reigning Cy Young Award winner. It's not expected to be a serious injury. Some pain in his back, so no reason to take chances with Carpenter.
Well, you know, it's been the thing with Carpenter for a couple weeks, and apparently on Monday he was feeling very, very good, and then yesterday it kind of flared up a little bit. I think they decided not to push it, get it taken care of now, and as you said, Marquis really is important that he went as deep as he did in that game last night and not use any more relievers.
And coming into this game too, you've got Marquis going like he did last night, pitching into the 9th, off day tomorrow, so plenty of rest going into the series with San Diego.
Yeah, that helps out a little bit, and you know, it's too valuable, but Dave Duncan will figure it out. You go out there and you know they're carrying an extra reliever, and this is the reason why.
That is hit down the right field line. That's trouble. Bounces in there for a hit. Wynn to second. Into the corner it goes. Encarnacion can't dig it out. Wynn will score, and all the way to 3rd goes Vizquel with a triple and an RBI, and it's 1-0 San Francisco. It took forever for Juan Encarnacion to dig that ball out of right.
I think he was thinking it was going to carry him and come back to him, and it may have gotten hung up and looked like a bench down there in the corner, you know, beyond our sight lines. Kind of see the merry-go-round as it gets down here in the corner. And there he had to get it deep into the corner. It looked like there was a bench there, and it might got tangled up with the legs.
Thompson thought about going to 3rd, looks back the runner, and Finley is the first out. He may have had a chance to get Vizquel.
Well, but I think the most important thing is he got the out, and last thing you would need is to have the base runner get back and not record a single out. He definitely has gotten his heart going.
He was out shagging flies during BP.
Well, you just don't know what to do. You know, you can remember from his starters days, but you kind of do what you normally do. And you know, and if you think you're going 3 innings, you know, what's the big deal? It's not like you have to go rest.
Right. Infield drawn in for Pedro Feliz. 3rd baseman, cleanup man for the Giants. Little broken bat popped up on the infield. Luna's got it. There's 2 outs. So good job here by Thompson if he can minimize the damage here in the 1st.
Absolutely.
Eckstein and Luna started out playing not quite all the way in. Then they charged to the plate.
And he just shattered that bat. Luna calls it immediately, and you may have seen it where the barrel of the bat was stuck into the grass towards the shortstop area. That Tony would be very relieved if he can get out of this inning with just the 1 run scored and keep that pitch count under, say, 15. He's at 11 right now.
Sweeney's hitting .270 on the year, and a fastball in there for a strike from Brad Thompson. We've talked about it time and again. The starting rotation 4/5 that rotation up for free agency. Would the Cardinals entertain the idea of moving Thompson, if they had to, into the starting rotation next year? Wainwright seems to be for certain, and Thompson evens it up at 1 ball 1 strike with that pitch to Mark Sweeney. they like him in this bullpen role.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, I think he has a defined role, and he does an excellent job. But if you're sitting there saying on a championship caliber team, no.
1-2 the count.
And that's not a slight on him, because you know everybody's Achilles heel is middle relief, where it's one of the Cardinals' real strengths.
Wainwright would seem to have the stuff to be a possible closer in the future. This one is fouled back.
I'm not totally, it's very logical, and it is a very easy solution to put Wainwright there.
But he's such a weapon.
I agree. And as I said, there's a lot of games won and lost in that 7th and 8th inning, and then down the road, whether how many more years or how long does Izzy stay with your ball club, then you have a nice alternative.
1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Cardinals a couple years ago, before the Mulder trade, had Kiko Calero, that middle relief, and a guy that could come out of the bullpen and get a strikeout, not just get outs, but strike people out. Last 2 seasons it was Al Reyes. They got to be disappointed today. No Bonds in the lineup.
And I think they're just out for a nice afternoon kayak.
2-2 pitch. Little flare down the left field line, may drop for a hit. It does. It's a fair ball. Drops in front of Spezio. 2-0 Giants. Little bloop double off the bat of Mark Sweeney.
Sweeney had 2 pinch hit appearances in the first 2 games. Now extends his hitting streak to 7 games. He's 8 for his last 17, and no place to defense is. Right off the end of the bat. It's not going to carry, slicing away and just inside the foul line. So a double here, single, triple, double, and the Giants have a 2-run lead.
Well, he's been a nice player, hasn't he, Mark Sweeney?
He really has. And the active pinch hit leader.
Enjoys his role with San Francisco, in particular Felipe Alou. Spent a good portion of his career out here in the West Coast, playing in the National League West.
Started with the Angels even before coming to St. Louis.
At the time in St. Louis, I never imagined they'd be playing this long.
Well, you knew he could hit. He just didn't really get the opportunity to, and he's developed and matured into this role.
1-2 the count on Ray Durham. Colorado, San Diego, Anaheim, St. Louis, San Francisco.
Good guy in the clubhouse, so
he's wound up being one of Bonds' closest teammates. Hard hit, but right at Albert. Sweeney will be left out there in the base paths, but he picked up a key 2-out RBI double. 2-0 San Francisco as we move to the 2nd.
In Midwest, where Cardinals fans come first.
Singular Wireless, who's raising the bar? Who should the Cardinals pick in the June draft? Pitcher, outfielder, infielder, catcher, best available. Text your vote to 42957. Our Singular Wireless question: do you take the best player available, or do you go with pitching and try to stockpile as many arms as you can get?
I think you always go with pitching unless there's some exceptional position player that's available.
I agree.
If you have pitching, you can always get what you need.
Picking it up with trades, free agency. The Cardinals, to me, the reason that they are considered one of the top teams in the division is look at the other pitching staffs, and 1 through 5 they can't even measure up with what the Cardinals have on a daily basis. Bullpen is very good with the emergence of Wainwright. Good closer in Isringhausen.
The Cardinals ranked 2nd among all baseball bullpens in ERA. They're 1st in opponents' batting average. The Cardinals starters have posted 24 wins, which is tops in the National League. The Cardinals ranked number 1 in the National League in overall team ERA.
They were doing that last night, Al. Just about done.
A lot of bullpens get deflated.
They had it figured out. They're probably listening to the radio. Bonds isn't in the lineup. We can take our time.
Yeah.
Get it ready by the 6th, the 7th. Second walk issued by Lowery. Joel was out there all morning long. McCovey Cove.
He was out there on his yacht.
Ball misses up and away to Encarnacion. 3 RBIs on the night in game 2 of this series. Up to 20 on the year, hitting .241.
I'll be disappointed if Joel doesn't do something from an aircraft carrier on Friday. That's not an aircraft carrier.
Behind here, 2-0.
Well, that's what they're saying, that he's had trouble spotting his fastball.
Speaking of McCovey Cove, we take a look at the Aflac trivia question. Who is McCovey Cove named after?
Well, I guess we do have some young people.
But Doug Stanton was working all day on that one.
Yeah. There you go.
It's going to be tougher to maneuver that compared to the kayaks. But take up more space out there. So do you want to go for speed, or are you trying to take up space? And he's got a teammate out there, so maybe he could dive in the water. You're going speed?
Yeah, I think I'll go for the speed.
You want to be vicious. You just bring a knife and pop their boat. Get a little rough out there. Three and 2. By Encarnacion. Let's see this one happen. This could get ugly. Most important thing on that boat, right in the middle.
In the cooler?
Yep. And they know it too. Whatever they do, don't drop that in the water.
The oars are okay, right?
That's right. 3-2 is foul back.
Got good arm action on his changeup, and Encarnacion, they're going to try and work him inside and then try to throw the changeup, get him off balance, get him out in front and pop the ball up. Crew's really working hard today.
Here's a 3-2 pitch.
3 changeups in a row.
That Pujols out in front of that changeup on a good pitch.
Yeah, it's his best pitch. Breaking ball's okay. And the whole key is spotting the fastball so he can put his arm angle and is the same. His delivery is the same on the fastball and the changeup.
And another 3-2 coming. With Roland, the runner at first base. And he walked him. So that's ball 4. That's 3 walks the first 2 innings. That was a tough pitch to take. Awfully close.
At the mercy of Jerry Davis.
Oof. That's where it crosses the plate, and that's a strike.
Yeah.
Cardinals catch a break. Third walk in the game issued.
And, you know, it looked like Encarnacion couldn't pull the trigger either way, so just at the mercy of the home plate umpire.
Now it's Hector Luna, the second baseman today, hitting .338.
Well, he's done a nice job, hasn't he?
Really has. And I was talking with Joel in the pregame about this. Now, Tony, you know, we want to see an everyday guy emerge on left and certainly at second base too, but he keeps these guys sharp. And maybe he doesn't overexpose them too much.
You know, every manager would love to have, you know, 9 thoroughbreds. Your starting pitcher every time, and eight guys out there that are just, you know, explosive everyday players. But rarely are you going to have that. So when you have like a second base situation, a left field situation, you can move those extra men around.
There's a base hit into right field. Roland had to hold up, and Oquendo stops him at third. He had to make sure that ball got down. So the bases are loaded. Nobody out for Yadier Molina. The Cardinals trailing by 2 runs here in the top of the second.
So Molina continues his Luna continues his outstanding hitting. 4-game hitting streak. He's 6 for 12 during that 4-game hitting streak. He's 4 for 8 on this road trip. And he's hit .342 plus in his 20 starts.
Lowery's seen 6 batters, and all 6 he has fallen behind on. Walk 3, hasn't struck out a man. Did get the double play off the bat of Pujols to get out of the first. But after walking the first 2, he gives up a base hit to right to Luna. So sacks are jammed for Yadier Molina, hitting .171.
And that's where, if you're the Giants, here's where they see their hope. Very slow of foot, but Molina, it's about time good things start changing for him.
Looked good in game 1. He swung the bat pretty well.
He was 2 for 4 in that game.
Snapped it 0 for 14. On to second for 1. Still has time at first, and they get him. Wow.
There's a lot of second basemen would have just put that ball in their pocket and not made the throw. But just can't emphasize how slow Molina is. Really wasn't even hit that hard. Now look at Durham. He had to stay on the bag, jump, re-clutch the ball, and set and throw, and still had time to get Molina by a step or 2.
Here's Sho Taguchi. Encarnacion, the runner at third. It's 2-1 now.
Did get the run, crosses the plate, but they got 2 big outs.
Giants picked up a 2-out base hit from Mark Sweeney. And the Cardinals will not do so in this situation. Sweeney backs up on the line and makes the catch. 2-1 game. Bottom of the second coming up. I'll tell you about this new offering, a limited edition inaugural game print featuring this view of the ballpark from opening day. Order yours today for only $98 by calling 345-9000 or check it out online at stlcardinals.com. Bottom of the second here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Giants. Todd Green, Daniel Ortmeyer, the right fielder, and the pitcher Noah Lowery. As Brad Thompson gets the start today with Chris Carpenter out with a sore back. The first pitch is tap foul. Todd Green, the backup to Mike Matheny, is hitting .379. No home runs and 2 RBIs. Giants picked up 2 runs in the first and RBIs from Vizquel and Sweeney. Figure that Josh Hancock would be a likely candidate in this game. Long relief. Wainwright can go 2 to 3 innings. You have Johnson and Flores down there. Of course, Isringhausen, the closer, pitched last night, picked up his 15th save.
Well, let's hope he gets number 16 tonight, this afternoon. But I guess all things considered, with the off day tomorrow, we're in pretty good shape. And even though it's a couple extra hours, with it being a day game, it means a lot to the recovery of relief pitchers' arms.
Sure, some of these fans disappointed in the fact that Barry Bonds not in the lineup. Ball exploding back in the hands of Todd Green.
Good pitch up and in. We normally see Thompson pitch up and in, but it was very affected by the location. Not going to get hurt there.
I figure that Felipe Alou would be tempted to play Bonds maybe more so than he should. Final year of his contract here in San Francisco. There's a base hit up the middle. Felipe was saying prior to the game that anything over 100 games played with Bonds would be a positive, something that you know, they thought going into the season would be tough to get. So if they get 100 plus, that's a positive for Felipe and the Giants.
I think he's played in something like 8 of the last 9. So there's a lot of reasons. The unsettling, trying to get that one more home run past Babe Ruth.
Bonds played just 14 games last year. 5 home runs in those 14, and now time is called by Molina.
I think that, you know, Brad Thompson, you normally think of him that he's going to just go out there and throw strikes, keep the ball down, and it hadn't been the case. He's on 28 pitches right now, and he needs some outs. I thought it was kind of, you know, when Dave Duncan said he could probably throw 40, 50 pitches, and then said he thought he'd hopefully get 30 or 3 innings. I thought, I was thinking more like, you know, if you can throw 50 pitches, you should be easily get 4 innings.
One the count on Daniel Ortmeyer, the right fielder. Runner at first is Todd Green. As Thompson working from the stretch. Two and one. Very short lead at first. Felipe Alou and the Giants, you just hope to hang around. This division, there is no clear-cut favorite. Florida 10-3 over Chicago.
You know, everybody in the West, National League West, is over 500. San Diego and San Francisco are tied for last place, but they're only 2.5 games out and 2 games over 500.
Well, you really got to start wondering about the future of Dusty Baker. He was one of the hottest commodities when he left San Francisco to go to Chicago. A couple outs away from heading to the World Series with the Cubs, and they have gone downhill since then.
Right now, they are 12 games behind St. Louis with their loss today.
2-2 the count. This one is popped up on the infield. Shortstop David Eckstein. All right, let's go back to that tough trivia question presented by Aflac.
There's your answer.
Willie McCovey,
Hall of Famer, 521 home runs. Nicknamed Stretch.
he said most of the home games he'll stick around for 7-8 innings. And just like most fans, he was saying that Bonds isn't coming up in the 9th. I'm out of here by that time.
Notice a couple doors down from us, there's a 100 feet from that sign is McCovey Cove, but a couple doors down from right up here is the sign on the door says Stretch. It's got that suite for 3 days, and then if you go down a couple, about 4 or 5 the other way, you see another Hall of Famer,
Orlando
Cepeda, who just has agreed to come to our fantasy camp, Cardinals Legends camp.
Good. Popped up in the air and foul. Well, back home, it's been a hot topic. The Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith, the rift with Tony La Russa, but it hasn't been mentioned much out here. strike. Stretch. One of the longest home runs at Busch Stadium, the old Busch Stadium.
Busch Stadium 2. We've always had some great hitters out here.
And doing it at Candlestick Park. Putting away, and this is going to be Eckstein hitting Lowery. So showed bunt, was swinging away. Eckstein had to make the adjustment. Runner advances to second. There's 2 outs.
Good pitch. As everyone was charging aggressively, and he switched off. And you got to make sure the runner is going on the pitch. So make sure you hit down on the ball so you don't hit into a line drive double play.
So runner at second base, top of the order, and this is Randy Wynn. Wynn got things going for the Giants in the first with a single. Scored on the triple by Vizquel. Made it 1-0 at the time. Giants added another, and it's 2-1. Randy Wynn started with the Marlins back in 1995 in Tampa Bay, Seattle, and San Francisco.
And part of it's happened on occasion, but a rare trade that brought Piniella, the manager, to Tampa in exchange for an all-star player.
All-star back in 2002. September alone last year, Al, he had 51 hits in the month of September. Close to a single month by a Giants player in 30 years. 51. Hit for the cycle less than 3 weeks after being acquired from Seattle. Shoots this one out to center field, and the catch is going to be made by Sotaguchi. Giants strand their second runner. Now the Cardinals have Thompson, Eckstein, and Spezio coming up. The state baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. After defeating the Cardinals 24 straight times, Christy Mathewson finally loses to the Redbirds. Back in 1909, that's our This State Baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. Short outing for Brad Thompson as Jason Marquis will pinch hit. Marquis, the starter last night. Early in this game, Tony La Russa not going to waste some of that bench, but I'm sure he was hoping that Thompson would go a lot longer than just 2 innings. Tyler Johnson's getting loose in the Cardinal bullpen. Marquis is swing, and it's fouled back. Silver Slugger Award winner for pitchers a year ago. He was good off the bench. So Thompson goes 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, and those are earned. And Marquis reaches with a base hit into right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Marquis is digging for second. Picks up Jose Oquendo on his way to third. The relay, they're just going to hold it up. Pinch hitting Jason Marquis with a triple. What an athlete, huh, Al?
He's very talented, good athlete. He runs well. He can field his position. Obviously pitched a brilliant game last night, in his 6th win, and now he helps his cause. But it's really disappointing that Thompson couldn't go more than 2 innings.
No doubt. Cardinals really were counting on him to do so, and he doesn't do it.
Well, I mean, right now maybe it's the best thing because they got a chance to, and he should be able to tie the score. But
here's Eckstein, and corner infielders play in. They'll play back at second, and it's short, and the outfield is shallow, and they shade him a bit to right center field.
Dave Duncan and I talked about it a couple years ago, how pitchers today just can't handle the workload even in spring training.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, it's, it used to be that the first time out of the chute in spring training, even relievers would go 2-3 innings. Just try and build up, and all they threw was one pitch, throw the fastball, try and build up the arm strength. They're obviously in much better shape and condition.
The 0-2 is a base hit pulled left side by David Eckstein. Ties the game up at 2-2 as Marquis scores here in the third. Eckstein with his 12th RBI. maybe they're just babied way too much.
Well, you know, in some ways, I talked to Hal McRae, you know, former manager, and you know, it used to be that, you know, you just throw a piece of meat out there. You know, guy, he said you can't do that anymore. You just don't have the surplus of arms in the minor leagues, so you have to really treat guys with kid gloves. And organizations, you know, really didn't care much for the health of their players, you know, decades ago. You know, you just, if the guy couldn't pitch, you just, you know, send him home, start pumping gas, do whatever he had to do, find a new job. Where now, you know, the rehabilitation, give you years to recover from surgeries, and much more financial commitment to the players. And sometimes I think it comes at a cost.
A lot of times organizations will not want to see their players playing in winter ball because of the investment that they have in those players. If they're going to get hurt, do it playing for the major league club.
Well, or they'll do it, you know, now you go to the, you know, Arizona Fall League, where it's under obviously much different supervision.
1-0 pitch to Spezio. Pujols on deck, nobody out here in the Cardinals top of the third. We're tied up 2-2. Jason Marquis pinch hitting for Thompson, picks up the triple, then driven in with a base hit from Eckstein. Spezio pretty much made the club first couple of weeks of spring training when he was one of the best hitters that the Cardinals had, and he was playing on an everyday basis. Then was terrible down the stretch and just held on to make the team.
And I think we're all thankful that he did hold on, as he has been a pleasant surprise and a good guy in the clubhouse. You know, he character person. And he has shown that he can still produce at the major league level. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. He's hit .450 during that time. In his road trip, .438, 7 for 16, .370 with runners in scoring position.
The 3-1 pitch, full count. Cardinals in this situation before, in game 1 of this series, used a hit and run with Pujols on deck and lined into a double play. And Tony La Russa more times than not will keep that runner stationary at first. Keep somebody on and keep that base occupied in front of Albert. And the changeup, and this one is hit down the right field line near the Cardinal bullpen and out of play. .67 degrees our game time temperature. Sunny afternoon here in San Francisco.
Some of the nicest weather 3 days that we've had here in a long time.
Wasn't overly cold at night.
No, I mean, usually October is your best weather here in San Francisco.
Candlestick Park, get the 25-mile-an-hour winds and cold.
Every time they brought, you know, anybody from the Giants out to see Candlestick Point, they brought them out about 10:30 in the morning. It was perfect conditions.
Sure. On to shallow right center field. Ortmeyer coming on. He can't make the catch. And Eckstein winds up at second base. Ortmeyer was waiting for Durham to take it. He finally backed off, and it was a long way to go for him. And it drops in there for a hit. Now it's runners at first and second for Albert Pujols. This catch has got to be made.
Yeah, but where's Finley? 5-time Gold Glove winner. You know, where's Finley? That ball is almost straight away center field. And as you said, I mean, it looked like Durham could have backpedaled and had a better shot at it than the right fielder. But either way, Spezio continues to hit. And now you've got 2 men on for Albert. I bet
that could come back to just kill you when you've got this guy at the plate with runners on. First and second, nobody out for Albert Pujols. And And a 2-2 game here in the third.
He only hits .528 with runners in scoring position.
First pitch to him, and Albert hits it high and deep into right field. Ortmeyer back with room, off the wall. Eckstein digging towards third. He'll stop there. It'll be bases loaded and nobody out for Scott Rowland. Ortmeyer went back, ran out of room, and just could not come up with it. Pujols looks to be a little frustrated that Eckstein didn't score, but David had to wait.
Well, he had to wait, and it's also in that little, peculiar area where it goes to 365, but it jettisons back into this corner right there, up against the wall, about a foot beyond the reach of the right fielder Ortmeyer. And really, it was less than a foot, but Pujols had to really guard against overlapping Spezia,
that's right,
who was coming back to the bag thinking it was going to be caught.
So bases loaded, nobody out. Scott Rowland, the hitter. Activity now for San Francisco. They'll start getting a right-hander loose in their bullpen.
I'm sure Felipe Alou and Dave Righetti are very upset with Lowery not going further in this game.
And Rowland yanks this one down the left field line and foul. Out in front of that pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. See, Pujols was glaring over at Jose and David Eckstein, but that's a situation where David's going back if he catches it to tag up. The ball didn't get that far away from the right fielder. Nothing he could do. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Rowland. One of the longest singles of the season for Albert Pujols.
Ball just kept on carrying, too.
Sure did. Scott Rowland out to shallow center. Finley will make the catch. No advancement. The Cardinals had the bases loaded, nobody out back in the second. Only got out a run out of that situation, and a double play ball hit off the bat of Molina that scored Scott Rowland. And here's Encarnacion. Only getting 200 with runners in scoring position.
They got out to a horrible start in that department.
Bases loaded. First pitch to Juan. Swing and a miss.
Juan's had a good road trip, though. He's 7 for 17. Walked the first time up on a very close pitch.
Now, you know how you were talking with Hal McRae about the stance of Albert Pujols when he swings. It's more of a rotation and quiet. You look at all the movement with Encarnacion, it's completely the opposite.
Yeah, and that's why they'll try and pound him inside, and then he's very vulnerable to the changeup.
Like that.
Yep. Body moving forward, he's getting set. And here's the off-speed pitch, and he's way out. See how he's leaning over his upper body out over extended over his lower half. You do that, the head's got to move.
Here's an 0-2 pitch. Without a play and foul. He swings and misses. His body is going all over the place.
After the changeup, he got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and couldn't get around on it. Lowry's left a lot of pitches up when they've been those fastballs.
Last one was up, and Encarnacion couldn't get on top of it. Fouled it away. Another 0-2 pitch. This one is pulled towards third. Steps on the bag, cross the diamond, double play. It stays 2-2.
Looking great way to celebrate at the new Busch Stadium is in a Cardinals party room. The air-conditioned party rooms include complimentary beer, soda, and snacks, and some of the best views in the ballpark. Great games are still available, but they're going fast. For more information, call the group sales department at 314-345-9500. and Tyler Johnson takes over here in the 3rd inning.
Chevy called to the bullpen. 39 pitches thrown by Brad Thompson, so only 2 innings of work, making the spot start. Carpenter unavailable. And what a killer that is. Cardinals twice out, bases loaded, nobody out, and they've got 1 run to show for it.
How about the fact that you got a leadoff triple, then 3 consecutive base hits, and only 1 run?
That's a base hit up the middle for the switch hitting Omar Vizquel. He's 2 for 2. Just about everything this guy does, he is smooth.
Get the ball down, line drive up the middle, eludes Tyler into center field.
Johnson pitched in game 1 of this series, and he faced Barry Bonds and walked him. That's the only time that Bonds has walked in the series, is the Cardinals have gone after him.
Tyler was really a starter up until the midpoint of the 2003 season. And when he moved to Tennessee, he started relieving. So he's kind of made that progressive jump through the bullpen.
Finley came up first time with a runner at 3rd, nobody out. Throw down at first. Almost got Vizquel. It's a timing play there with the catcher Molina and Albert Pujols, and these two are always, it seems like, on the same page.
And you see Albert right there with that sweep tag, and
I think Vizquel hopped over it.
Yeah, you know, Albert's kind of sweep tag behind him, so he doesn't see where the runner is, and he's just trying to put it at the bag, and maybe a little too quick.
I mean, both these guys, when you talk about Pujols and Molina, they hold nothing back, especially defensively. I mean, they're going to take every chance in the world out there.
Nothing that Albert does is casual. Everything is aggressive.
2 balls, no strikes on Finley. 3-0. We're talking about Bonds and the Cardinals going after him in this series. He's had pitches on replays that we've been watching that normally he'd put about 500 feet.
He can't blame any pitchers or saying, even when Tyler Johnson walked him the other night, he was going after him. And he threw more strikes than he did right here to Finley. Tyler hasn't retired a batter in 2 games here in San Francisco yet.
Pedro Feliz will dig in with runners at 1st and 2nd. And another ball. Wonder how much they can get out of Johnson today. Look at that, as Omar Vizquel was almost at the bag when Johnson was in his windup. Never checked on him.
See right there, he just, you know, it's the distractions right now. You know, he's first time he's had a little blip. And he pitched in 5 games last year where he didn't allow a run. Then he came up his first few games this year. He's done a good job, and now he's in a little rough spot, giving up base runners, hits, walks. And, you know, you've got to remember, because a guy like Vizquel has been around a long time, and he's noticed that you're not paying attention, so he just almost walked down to 3rd base.
It's 2 balls and no strikes. Nowhere close. 3-0.
Just trying to calm him down. Just relax.
Johnson primarily is used as a specialty guy, lefty on lefty, so you figure he can't go very deep. Thompson only went 2 innings. Ball 4. So a single and back-to-back walks. Now it's Sweeney picked up the RBI double with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
High average with bases loaded. Really become a professional hitter.
Good pitch.
He's got a good breaking ball, but it's like everything else. You've got to throw enough strikes with your fastball, keep people honest.
Corners are in, even with the bag. Middle infielders near double play depth, and that's that good curveball again. Sweeney wasn't anywhere close. Average up to 278 with that double. He got him. 3 pitches. He carved him up.
Hopefully that'll give him a little confidence to where he can go out there.
There's 3 consecutive breaking balls.
Right. Trouble. He has more trouble with spotting his fastball than he does the breaking ball. And
well, how many times do we say that though? Guys struggle with the fastball, spotting that instead of the breaking ball.
Yeah.
Now it's Durham. Another breaking ball, a strike. As he went around.
Dig yourself a hole, and then you kind of slowly climb your way out of it.
Strike on Durham. Outfield just about straight away, not very deep. Cardinals would love the double play here. Get out of the inning. Ground ball left side. Rolling. Luna. Double play. From bases loaded, nobody out. They can't bring in a run. It's 2-2 as we enter the 4th. Here in San Francisco, 5 hits aside, and neither team has cashed in on good opportunities. FSM Midwest now brings you the X-Men 3 pitch by pitch. The strikeout Johnson to Sweeney. 3 consecutive breaking balls.
Exactly right. He got the first one, kind of fooled him. Second one, he's throwing at a bad pitch, and then he didn't think he could throw another strike, and he did so with the 3rd consecutive. So it opens Friday.
X-Men, the Last Stand, opens this Friday. Wainwright getting loose in the bullpen, so that might be it for Johnson as he pitched out of the jam that he created. And here is Luna. Johnson's spot is due up 4th in this inning. Luna has a single to right field, his first time up, 1 for 1. He pulls this one foul.
Bring a bunch of extra baseballs and you throw them at the other kayakers. You know, they're playing their own game out there. Huh? Entertain yourself. Where's our rafters?
Luna out to right. Ortmeyer backing up to make the catch. I didn't see him out there. Where are they? Congratulations to Chase Bauer from Old Monroe, Missouri, and Eric Huggenberg from Hannibal, Missouri. This year's St. Louis area winners of the Briggs and Stratton Diamonds in the Rough Essay Contest. Chase and Eric wrote essays describing why their youth baseball fields need improvement and how baseball has given them the power from within to be successful on and off the field. They've won $5,000 worth of refurbishments.
Mike talking with Covey, wasn't he?
Yeah.
McCovey's just listening.
One and two, the count on Molina.
Touchdown. Kind of a strange game. Bullpen start for the Cardinals.
And Molina drives this one into deep left field. Wynn is going back, and he'll make the catch.
What was that with the bases loaded?
Into a double play his first time up with the bases loaded. And it brings in Sotoguchi.
The Cardinals are not going to hit in. Well, shouldn't say that. They get something started with 2 outs, but hit in 3 double plays in the first 3 innings.
Chris Duncan has moved to the on-deck circle if Sotoguchi can extend this inning. Wainwright getting loose in the bullpen.
I'd almost think, though, that even if Taguchi makes the final out, you put Wainwright in there just to keep it very positive for Tyler Johnson. Looked like he's really going to self-destruct with a base hit and a couple walks, loading the bases, nobody out. But then the young kid gets out of it, strike out, then the double play ball. You can keep him positive, keep him out there in a good mental frame of mind, and not dwell on the fact that he didn't get anybody out the last time.
Pitched out of the jam. 2 balls and a strike on Sotoguchi. The Cardinals have that one lefty, which is Flores. Presumably how you keep him for Bonds. As this one is lifted out to center field. Finley is there. The Cardinals go 1-2-3. We're midway through the 4th, and it's 2-2. Cardinal Baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. By Aflac, ask about it at work. And by Rico, move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. Johnson 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs. See, that's what you got to bring. You got to bring the dog to help you retrieve that that Bonds home run out there. Fair ball off the bat of Todd Green and down into the left field corner over to get it Spezio. Leadoff double against Adam Wainwright. Numbers for Adam this season: 15th appearance on the year, a record of 1-1. He has a save. Go along with a win and a loss. 1.37 ERA in his nearly 20 innings of work, and we have talked about it time and again, Al, what a weapon he has turned out to be for the Cardinals in their bullpen.
Yeah, he picked up that first career save Friday at Kansas City, where he walked the first batter and then retired 8 straight, pitching 2 2/3 innings. The minor leagues, all but 2 of his pitching appearances had been starts, 137 games, 135 starts, but right now he's in the developmental stage and doing an outstanding job. First time he's been on the major league roster from the start of the season, and just work in progress.
Ortmeyer popped up to shortstop first time up. Wainwright will get it up there, 93, 94 times 95 miles an hour. He's got one of the best curveballs on the staff.
Outstanding curveball, tight rotation. Big league hitters fooled by it frequently.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Check swing, 2-0. Saying before we went to break that Flores, we presume Al would be used for. You got to keep him back for Bonds. You would think.
You would think. But
if it plays out that way.
Yeah. Kind of in a bullpen start and kind of throw the whole kitchen sink at it.
Ground ball. Pujols off his glove into right field. They're going to wave the runner home. No throw from Encarnacion as Green scores, and it's 3-2 San Francisco. Tough play for Albert over there at first.
Kind of backhanded, and it looked like Luna would be able to field this ball, but when he deflected it away, it avoided Luna, who was moving to his left to kind of get in line and play. More times than not, Albert picks, and they scored it in error on Albert. It's surprising that they don't reward the home plate and the home team guy.
No RBI. Wainwright pounces on it, goes to second, got him. As Eckstein kept his toe on the bag. No hesitation from the young Cardinal hurler Adam Wainwright here on this play.
Nope, everything's to his back, so all he's doing is responding to Molina yelling two. A little bit of a high throw, but Eckstein hangs onto the bag.
Back to the top of the order, Randy Wynn. Could have a game like last night between the Phillies and Mets. You go 16 innings. You'd like to have that long relief man, a guy that can give you 4 or 5 innings. That would be Josh Hancock out there. Wainwright's being used here. You have your closer Isringhausen. Looper is available. So were Ryan Madsen of the Phillies in that game when this was about 6 innings and took the loss. That's a tough one to take.
That 25-inning game we had in the 70s at Shea Stadium. Claude Osteen went 9 1/3 shutout innings in relief and didn't get a decision.
That's tough. That is tough.
St. Louis and Sonny Siebert came in, threw a double play ball, and ended up getting the win.
2-0 pitch. Ground ball to Luna. Eckstein for one on the first. Out of time. So they get the lead runner. And it brings in Omar Vizquel, who's 2 for 2 with an RBI triple. Two outs, runner at first. Long look by Wainwright. Time is called. Vizquel, another Gold Glove last year, is 10th.
And Ozzie has more at the shortstop position.
He was the face of that Cleveland organization. He thought he would never leave the Cleveland Indians. Last to go from that team that was part of the '94 ball club that opened up Jacobs Field.
Sometimes change the scenery rejuvenates a player. You can still play.
Good curveball taken just a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giants about hit the Cardinals 6-5 to play here in the bottom of the 4th.
Rip at that fastball.
It's an older team here in San Francisco, and Vizquel one of those guys at 37. Matheny at 35. In the outfield, the oldest in the history of baseball when Bonds is in there. And Finley and Moises Alou, all 40 or older. And Brian Sabian, 9-year run as GM, and they haven't really talked about rebuilding here. They've gone out and gotten free agents. Curveball hit up the middle. That's a base hit. Out to center field it goes, and runners will be at the corners. With 2 down for Steve Finley, and Omar Vizquel is 3 for 3 this afternoon.
Can we start this game all over?
Real good pace to the game, too.
I'm not worried about that. It's kind of everything in a little fog, and either side pitched particularly well. Fans that came to see offense are getting their money's worth.
Runners at first and third, 2 down for Finley. Or the Edgardo Alfonso deal. Alfonso just released by Anaheim as Finley signed a 2-year contract before last season. They go to Anaheim, turn down more money from the Giants, and here he is with San Francisco. Trying to get him a long time. 41 years of age now.
Felipe is over 70, so you got to have an old team, right?
You would think. He can relate. Runner is going on the 0-1 pitch. Off the glove of Albert Pujols. 1 run in. Vizquel on his way to third. They're going to wave him home. Relay to the plate, and he is gunned down. But the run scores as Vizquel is gunned down to the plate. And Finley picks up the RBI off the glove of Albert Pujols. 2 runs score in the inning. It's 4-2. Best Damn Sports Show period coming up later tonight on FSN. Following the Midwest Sports Report at 10. Replay of our broadcast coming up later tonight. Best Damn Sports Show period. Actor Vince Vaughn and motocross star Carrie Hart, Al, is coming up. You know all about Kerry, don't you?
Oh, yeah. He's a very close friend with Jim Edmonds. Jim at one time, I think, got him on the motocross circuit, helped him out.
This is well hit down the left field line, and that ball is gone. It's a home run, first ever in the career of Adam Wainwright.
How about our pitchers today?
How about that? Is that his first hit, too?
I think it is. First career at
bat, and it's a home run for Wainwright.
Well, Marquis pinch hit in the Cardinals' third and hit a triple. So Wainwright does it a little bit better. And the first pitch he sees is a fastball, and he looked like he knew what he was doing swinging the bat, didn't he?
Sure did. So his first swing in the major leagues is a home run.
Yeah, and I know his wife is on this trip, so hopefully she got a chance to see that. And Kendo has the ball, so he'll have that on the mantelpiece. But hopefully he can get the victory in this game too.
1-2 the count on Eckstein.
Right now he's on the hook for the bad decision.
David spoils a pitch, lined into the seats. Apparently he's one of the best golfers on the team, is Wainwright.
Yes, he is.
We know about his pitching. Now we've seen his hitting. Here's a 1-2 to Eckstein. Pulled fair to the third baseman Feliz. Long throw across the diamond. First time that David's been retired today. We're in the 5th, and it's 4-3 Giants. Brings in Spezio 1 for 2, and then Pujols on deck.
They changed that Ortmeyer play, the one that went off the grub of Pujols, to a base hit. So All those 2 runs were all earned off of Wainwright. 4 hits last inning. The swing has got it back to a 1-run game.
We thought they were going to change that back to a base hit. Spezio hits it out to right. Ortmeyer backing up. He'll make the catch.
Not saying that it necessarily was a hit, but today's scoring seems like it's always very offensive oriented.
Hometowner's going to get the benefit of the doubt.
You would think.
Here's Pujols. He's grounded into a double play. Picked up a single back in the 3rd. More home runs than strikeouts. Nearly 2-1 for Albert. First pitch to him is low and outside. Pujols a single off the wall and right. Mentioned there's 2 major leaguers that have done that have more home runs than strikeouts. Pujols being one and Moises Alou the other. And Albert picks up another base hit. 2 for 3 on the afternoon. It's a little hit like that that makes him so good. A power hitter, but yet content just to go the other way and pick up the base hit.
Just a professional hitter. And one thing he's always set that goal was trying to, cut down on his strikeouts. He's never struck out 100 times in a season. For a power hitter, that's outstanding. But 93 strikeouts his first year, 52 strikeouts a couple years in 04. And this year, having more home runs and strikeouts is quite an accomplishment.
What did he do in 03? That's when he had
03 he had 60. In 03 he had 65 strikeouts. Last year he had 65.
03 was the batting championship year.
359 average.
Hit back and out of play off the bat of Scott Rowland. Walked and scored the second. And fly it out to center. But the base is loaded. Couldn't come up with it. No balls, 2 strikes on the Cardinal third baseman. San Francisco leads it by a run as we play here at the top of the 5th. Check on Pujols at first.
Scotty trying to atone for that last at bat where he had the bases loaded, nobody out, and popped up to shallow center field. No advancement.
And the check on Albert.
Run, Albert, run. It's 2-0 in stolen bases,
Led the team a year ago. Reggie got hurt. Pujols was running wild. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Rowland strikes out. High inside pitch. Cardinals strand a runner. Their 4th of the afternoon. Bottom of the 5th coming up, and it's 4-3.
What is Bud?
Bottom of the 5th here in San Francisco, and the Cardinals trail 4-3. And if you're just joining us, disappointing that Chris Carpenter couldn't make the start. It's a bullpen start today for the Cardinals. Brad Thompson threw 39 pitches in the first 2 innings, Al, and did not fare all that well. So the bullpen now, it's up to Adam Wainwright, and we've seen Tyler Johnson as well. And the Cardinals have hung in there, only down by a run.
Now they've surrendered 9 hits and 4 runs, but so far, in some ways, Tony's 0 for 3 in his first 3 pitchers he's pulled out of that bullpen. But they're still in the thick of this game, but a lot of game left. And how many more relievers will we see?
No Barry Bonds in the lineup this afternoon for the Giants, as Feliz pops it up into shallow center field. Backing up Luna, he's going to make the catch, the Cardinals second baseman.
Luna showed great range in getting to that ball.
Sure did. That was a long way to go for him. It looked to be the shortstop's ball, but Hector Luna took charge and called off the center fielder and called off his shortstop for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. It brings in Mark Sweeney. He had the bases loaded last time up against Tyler Johnson, and Johnson came into the ball game, gave up a single to Vizquel, walked Finley, walked Feliz, bases loaded, nobody out, gets Sweeney to strike out and Durham to hit into a double play.
Here's a very good hitter in situations like that, so that was key. There have been some key at bats where guys have not come through. And it looks like Wainwright is a little better. Until that pitch got up there, it was up in the eyes, the breaking ball.
Cardinals twice had the bases loaded and nobody out. And Molina hit into a double play. That's the only time a run scored. Twice, and they only get 1 run.
The Cardinals hit into 3 double plays in the first 3 innings. Talked about Tyler Johnson's double play. That was key. So there's been 16 hits already in this ball game, and both teams have missed numerous opportunities. And this guy has missed catching the ball just flat out, period.
2-1 is popped up left side. Rolling, shading from the sun, can't find it. It's going to be Eckstein.
Well, it's good things Eckstein was there, because Scott was looking up and just had no idea where that ball was. And what is this guy doing?
Any thoughts there, Al?
Well, I think it was the baseball gods, and they had handprints there, and if you could match your handprint with the handprint of this baseball god, you got free tickets.
This isn't the Da Vinci Code.
I have seen that.
Look at this guy. It's just uncomfortable watching him.
Now he's going to deface it. Okay. Now we are in California. I did watch 3 episodes of the X-Files last night too.
Here's a 1-2 hit out to right. And the catch is made by Encarnacion. He's going to stand there all afternoon. Friday night, get a look around the major leagues. It's the FSN Baseball Report, covering every team all season long. Highlights, interviews, analysis you don't get anywhere else. The FSN Baseball Report, Friday at 6 here on FSN Midwest. Al Verboski, Dan McLaughlin with you from San Francisco. AT&T Park on a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. The Giants lead at 4-3 as we move to the 6th. Encarnacion is hit into a double play and walked. Through all the struggles, here's Noah Lowery pitching into the 6th inning. At one point, they had the bullpen getting loose for Felipe Alou's club.
It was in the 2nd inning. The bases were loaded and nobody out. And then hit into the double play, and Taguchi popped up.
The 1-1 is hit into center for a base hit. Brings in Luna. They're all wondering if they're going to see Bonds today. And what's on tap is a day off tomorrow. This is brought to you by Bud Light. And Friday night in San Diego, Cardinals and the Padres. Sidney Ponson returns to the rotation this weekend.
For Saturday.
And Friday night, Jeff Suppan. Trying to pick up his 6th win on the year. Luna single to right first time up. He's also flied out to right. Felipe used to wear those colors, the Montreal Expos. Luna drills it down the left field line. Over to get it and cut it off. Randy Wynn. Encarnacion has to stop at second. 2-hit day for Luna. And it brings in Molina with runners at first and second, nobody out. Here come the Cardinals.
They'll get that bullpen active, I'm sure, for the Giants. Felipe kind of looking down. Rigetti, Stern down there.
A lot of people believe that Felipe over the years has burned bullpens. He will frequently use his bullpen. similar to that of Tony La Russa, as Looper will get loose.
I think that Tony was maybe going to let Wainwright have a third inning, but now with a scoring opportunity, pitcher spot 2 up third, that you might have to go get Looper, and still get enough arms as long as it goes 9 innings.
Yeah, Looper, you got Hancock, and you got Izzy. Scott Munter getting loose for San Francisco, and Looper for the Cardinals.
Talking about Felipe, I've seen him run through his roster. I remember one game he ran himself out of position players and had to use one of his pitcher to pinch hit. He got a game-winning hit.
So, he's always said, if you got him, use him.
Yeah.
Sees a guy struggling, don't waste time, get to the bullpen. Runners at first and second. 1 ball 1 strike on Molina. Has to bunt in this situation, but you got to be careful here, because with his speed, at times it can turn into a double play.
Yeah. Bunt down. Dead in the ball, so, and defensively they'll try to do what they can to get the lead man.
They've got him picked off. Encarnacion was picked off, and they throw it into center field. And everybody's safe as Luna also moves up to second base. A costly mistake by the Giants.
You know, how many times you see a pitcher just flip the ball? Here they spin there, they pick him off. Now watch him just kind of flip the ball, and that's how you throw the ball over the head of Durham or any middle infielder. Just a simple little, you know, run in, got him committed, got him to the point, but you got to throw the ball a little more forceful. You flip it like that, it has a tendency to just go high.
Also has a tendency to open up a big inning when something like that happens.
Sure does.
So now runners at second and third. Nobody out. Who's to say that the Cardinals wouldn't try to maybe even squeeze here with Yadier Molina?
Normally you wouldn't think it with nobody out, but you're getting down here the tail end of the order. There's always the element of surprise and something that Tony would pull out of the hat. I think right there, though, I would let him swing away and try and at least see if the ball the opposite field and drive him in.
He's swinging away and hits it out to left field. That may drop for a base hit. It will. Encarnacion is going to score. Luna moves up on the play to third. We're tied up at 4-4, and an RBI for Molina, his 13th. And the defensive miscue really cost him.
Well, I thought Randy Wynn on that one, instead of trying to deke the runner, why don't you just use the extra time to come forward and make the catch?
Right. So 3 consecutive hits. And it brings in So Taguchi with runners at the corners.
One hit very well, and you watch the left fielder will raise his hand trying to deke him, and then it falls 1 foot. Why not charge him more aggressively and try and make the play?
Wainwright is still in the on-deck circle, but Looper is getting loose.
Yeah, because of now the situation, they tied the score, and you still have nobody out. Hopefully they'll take the lead and don't have to use a pinch hit.
Out to left field. Luna will tag up. Catch is made by Wynn. Throw to the plate is cut off, and advancing on the play. How about that? Molina to second base.
Well, 2 things right there. By Molina running, you know, the cutoff man thinks that, okay, I got an out in front of me. They got neither. Cardinals' fastest man is Luna at third base, so he's going to tag. The throw comes in fairly strong, but with Molina running in front, sometimes they'll sit there and they'll tell, McKay will tell a slow base runner, go ahead and get yourself cut, you know, run there, so they think they've got at least an out in front of them. They couldn't get either one.
And Wainwright hits for himself. 1-run lead for the Cardinals. He is homer today off speed pitch. First pitch he saw in a first swing ever by Adam Wainwright. Deposited in the seats with a fastball.
There was a big difference between the first one and that one.
Sure was. Still pretty deep for Wainwright, too. Where the outfield is playing.
Sure. The ball travels better. Travels better here at during the day. But all of a sudden, Lowery's a different type of pitcher. He's not grooving one.
No balls, 2 strikes on Adam Wainwright. Pulls it to the third baseman Pedro Feliz. There's 2 outs. We're back to the top of the order and brings in Eckstein. David today on base twice with a walk and an RBI base hit, single in the third.
Now's where we're talking about when Wainwright feels a little better, because now he has a chance to get a win in this ball game, and also, you know, his first major league at bat, he hit a home run. Prior to the home run, he was staring at a loss.
Two outs, and the first pitch to David. Swung on and popped up. Got him on the changeup. Pedro Feliz is there. Cardinals strand a runner, their 5th of the afternoon, but they pick up 2 runs, and they lead at 5-4 over the Giants. Home runs in first at bats, major league pitchers, and look at the Cardinal family here. Adam Wainwright, 06. He's done that today. Gene Steckschulte back in 01. He did it against Arizona. He was a pinch hitter in that game. And Esteban Yan back in 2000, and Dustin Hermanson as well. And here it is, the home run by Adam Wainwright, his first swing in the major leagues.
First pitch he saw.
Now the last Cardinals player to homer in their first at bat, Hector Luna. He did that against Milwaukee in 04.
Trying to think what was the young catcher's name that hit home runs in his first 2 plate appearances.
Home Run McDonald.
Yep. That's it.
Never to be heard from again. But he made it to the big leagues.
In the record books. Tyler Browning hitting home run first 2 official plate appearances.
Good curveball, little high and taken for a ball. At 2-1 now on Todd Green. Home run, by the way, in the first pitch that they see has been done 7 times with Wainwright today, making that number 7. Todd Green is retired. Now you have to wonder how long Wainwright can go in this game. Pitch in the 4th, the 5th, and now here in the 6th.
You've got throws like this. It's only 29 pitches to this point. So if he can get through this inning, then you maybe think about it. His last time out, he did go 2 2/3 innings on Friday in Kansas City.
Pinch hitters on deck. Jason Ellison. Lowery, no one to blame but himself for the miscue on the pickoff.
2 unearned runs, but he created it by throwing the ball away.
Here's a 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Ortmeyer today, an RBI base hit. Also popped out to short. So Lowery grabs a bat. If somebody gets on, it'll be pinch hit for. If not, very well could hit for himself. Check swing. Did he go? Yes. Strikeout for Wainwright. His first strikeout of the afternoon. There's 2 away.
Lowery's going to hit, huh? Weaver's still throwing.
Ball game was started by Brad Thompson. 2 innings, 39 pitches. Tyler Johnson and now Wainwright in his 3rd inning of work. Cardinals will have Spezio, Pujols, and Roland coming up in the 7th, leading 5-4.
Yes, I'm still getting the impression that Lowery is just hitting for himself, but he's through with this pitching. Bullpen still active.
Sharply hit to Luna. Giants go 1-2-3. Good work by Wainwright. 7th inning coming up in San Francisco, and it's 5-4 Cardinals. Bushlight Midwest Sports Report coming up after the game. If you have a Cardinals question that just dying to have answered, email the postgame show at mwsr@foxsports.net, and you can pick up an FSN prize pack. New pitcher in, and that's Scott Munter. 5-4, St. Louis on top in the top of the 7th. Well, that looks nice out there.
Running into the next one.
Numbers on Munter, brought to you by Chevrolet. 19th appearance, 5.63 ERA.
Basically all sinkers. Kind of slings the ball up there a little bit sidearm, and so much for Flores being safe for Bonds.
It's off the pitcher, race to the bag, and Spezio is safe. Good hustle by Scott Spezio.
His 2nd hit of the day.
Some way, somehow, Al, they're going to try to keep his bat in the lineup the way that he's swinging.
See that ball right there, and the left-hander's right off the leg, it looked like, of Munter. So Felipe is going to come out and check with him along with the trainer. Foot race to the bag, and Spezio beats him.
Cardinal baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Enjoy the big taste and big value of Jack's delicious value menu. By your local St. Louis Chrysler Jeep dealers. And by U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. We're at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Dan McLaughlin, Al Brabowski, our Bud Productions crew. Here's Albert Pujols. Pujols with a couple of hits today. He's also grounded into a double play. Tom Mee, our director. Mike Kelling, our producer. Doug Stanton, Brian McCann with us. Our Bud Productions crew.
Top of their game as usual.
Here's a 1-0 to Albert. Smoked, but right at Durham.
Pretty nifty play. That ball was rocketed, and it looked like that Durham was screened by the second base umpire, Eric Cooper. We're talking about it a little bit.
Guys in the truck always on their toes. They don't miss much here at the ballpark.
No. And apparently not much that's outside the ballpark either.
Comes a 1-0 pitch to Scott Rowland. It's taken for a ball outside. They are on top of it from the first pitch to the final out. Guys in the truck.
Yep, they get the first and last one.
Now, are you saying that in between there's...
No. Any second we'll see the commentator sign go up.
Yep. You know that's coming.
How about Steve Klein going down there to warm up?
Steve Klein was a visitor to our booth about 10 minutes before the first pitch.
Isn't that nice? Came up in the booth.
Martine, his wife, and their 4-year-old. And Steve, his wife, are expecting another baby.
And a little girl.
Felipe Alou knew what he was getting into when they signed Steve Klein. He had him in Montreal.
Steve looks like he's lost some weight, better shape. Rigetti back out to talk to Munter.
This Caprati telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals LLC. One out, runners at first and second for Juan Encarnacion. Single and a run scored for Juan. He's hit into a double play. Bases loaded back in the third. And he walked in his first plate appearance of the afternoon.
Maybe the single biggest play when he found himself picked off at second, but Noah, the starter, threw the ball into center field, didn't get an out.
Chris Collinsworth. 0-1 is hit to right field for a base hit. Spezio being waved in. He's going to score, and it's 6-4 Cardinals. Little seeing eye base hit off the bat of Encarnacion, and the Cardinals have a 2-run lead here in the 7th.
2 hits, 3 times on base for Encarnacion. RBI giving him 21.
Well, where is Ray Durham on this play? Is he playing towards second?
And you saw where awkward approach where, you know, Sweeney wasn't sure what to do on that ball. Scott Rowland, good, excellent base running. He goes from first to third. That's pretty good because you weren't even sure if Spezio was going to come home on that.
1 out, runners at the corners. Luna takes a ball.
Have a good day for Hector. 2 for 3. 349 is average right now.
The count on Luna. Two-hit day for Hector. 6-4 Cardinals.
Only trying to flash his signs to Oquendo and get in an area of the dugout where the home team can't watch his hand gestures and signals. Never know. Remember that pitcher just took one off the shin. Did he drop down a squeeze? One thing about Luna, though, he's batted over 400 with runners in scoring position.
I was about to say, I'd like to see him swing away. Well, Luna doesn't impress in spring. Goes down to the minor leagues, doesn't play well, but at this level, more times than not, he has played very, very well for the Cardinals since '04. Rule 5 pickup. They feel he's starting to come into his own as a hitter.
Sure. A pretty good teacher who keeps an eye on him, and Pujols. You know, a lot of things going on where both managers, that the squeeze is, whether it's on or not, it's very much on the mind of the Giants, the possibility.
Randy Flores continuing to throw in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Steve Klein for the Giants. Klein a free agent after this year. You know, with his love of the St. Louis Cardinals and the fan base. Almost thrown away. Good play by Sweeney. Of course, it was an infamous night against the Chicago Cubs that Steve Klein got into it a little bit with his manager.
But I think that's just Steve. You know, that Tony has to know that there was nothing personal, or that it was really a reflection. Is just reaction. You know, Steve's going to react that way, and comes with the territory. It's just like Mike Matheny went to all the press and said, please don't, you know, don't anybody invite him to do radio shows. Don't put microphones in his face. You know, he's a good guy, but sometimes he speaks before thinking.
Sometimes, huh?
Sometimes.
2-2.
It's known to happen to lefties.
Full count. I found him quite entertaining, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
Matt Morris took the loss last night because you never knew what he was going to say. The beauty of it. Start the runner from first, and fouled off by Luna. It's Encarnacion at first base. Scott Rowland, the runner, at third. And that's ball 4, bases loaded.
Second walk of the inning. 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 run already in, 1 down.
Now it's Molina. I don't want to think about pinch hitting in this spot. You do have Edmonds and Rodriguez on the bench.
You know you're going to have whoever you're bringing in. You're probably facing Steve Klein. You have Miles, switch hitter. Then you've got Edmonds, Duncan, Bigby, and Rodriguez, all left-handers. And Bennett, if you pinch hit for Molina, you have to.
Ooh. 2-0.
Green out to talk to Munter.
Some problems finding the zone. Felipe Alou. See his frustration in the dugout from up here.
Well, it's hard for any manager to accept base on balls. And you know, pitching behind in the count makes it that much tougher.
Two walks in the inning. And that is ball 3, 3-0.
And he had a RBI base hit his last time up.
Take 1, maybe even 2.
It makes sense.
And he walked him. He walks in a run. And an RBI for Yadier Molina, his second on the day. And here comes Felipe Alou, and that's going to be it. Steve Klein will come in to face his former team. So 3 walks in the inning. Roland scores the second run in this inning, and it's 7-4. St. Louis on top here in the top of the 7th. Cardinals announce police, fire, and emergency services appreciation nights. All employees in these service industries can purchase discounted Lowe's box and pavilion box seats when the Cardinals face the Astros Wednesday, May 31st. The Reds on June 7th. Indians on the 28th of June. Purchase your tickets at stlcardinals.com. Click on appreciation nights and enter the password emergency. Here's Steve Klein, 19th appearance for Kleiner for the Giants out of their bullpen.
That equals Munter, the previous pitcher, for the most by the Giants, and his 5 holds tie Munter for the most on the team. Chris Duncan is at the on deck circle. Steve, you know, remember he had that finger problem, and he's had surgery on it, and sometimes he feels the finger and other times he doesn't.
Hit to short. Vizquel, the force play, and everybody's safe. Run will score. Encarnacion scores the 8th run for the Cardinals. It's now 8-4.
RBI single. The only play that Vizquel had was to try and get the force out in front of him at third base, but Police wasn't at the bag.
So Chris Duncan will be the pinch hitter. Pinch hitting for Wainwright. He's in line for this win with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Cardinals leading 8-4.
He can make things very interesting. Big gap out in right center. He's got that home run in his start over the weekend, Sunday in Kansas City. Had a great spring.
Duncan pulls it foul.
Got off to a very good, very poor start at Memphis, but was picking up the pace of late. Scott Rowland walked and scored a couple times. 0 for 2, but been in the middle of things.
Shot him off. It's hit to second. Run will score. 9-4 now. Duncan picks up the RBI.
They're right at the second baseman, but not hard enough for them to get 2, and another run is an RBI for Dunk.
And runners at second and third. 2 outs now. Cardinals biggest lead of the afternoon, 5. Steve Klein, originally selected by the Indians, 9th round back in 1993. See the Duncans visiting down there. Part of the deal that took LaTroy Hawkins to Baltimore, and Klein out of the Orioles organization. He's 2-4 with them in 67 games last year. With the Cardinals in 01, 02, 03, and 04. Up the middle. Durham to his right. They just get Eckstein by Steph. Cardinals strand 2 runners, but they pick up 4 in the inning. 9-4. So just who should the Cardinals pick in the June draft? This is brought to you by Singular Wireless. The best available. It's what basically we were talking about too, Al. And then you look at probably pitching. Randy Flores into the ball game for the Cardinals. Line on Scott Munter. 3rd of an inning. 4 runs allowed, all earned. He walked 3. And it's opened up to a 9-4 Cardinal lead. Will Felipe Alou give Bonds the entire day off? Numbers on Flores.
I think it's pretty much up to Barrett. If the situation comes up, you would want to have him have a chance to hit the home run.
Randy Wynn strikes out. Good start for Randy Flores. pitch, Al, you're going to get a hot pitch. Here it is from Hardy's.
Doesn't always have to be a fastball, but it can be a slow, tantalizing breaking ball when it produces a punch out.
Adam Wainwright is homered here today. Quite a couple of months for him. First time in the big leagues with a win, a loss, a save, and now a home run.
He's got a chance for the victory here today.
Cardinals had to make it a bullpen start. You wonder about the rotation and how it sets up then over the weekend with Carpenter slide into one of those spots.
I think what they're going to do is they'll just let it quiets down. They'll just have him pitch at home. The nice thing is if you can get a bullpen win here, you win this series, you enjoy the off day, and you don't really overtax anything. Still a lot of game left, but
Skell on base. Fourth time this afternoon. Crowd of 37,752 this afternoon. Here's Steve Finley. This guy keeps himself in great shape, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, but you could say that almost to every player today.
Too much money to be made out there by staying in shape.
Well, and it also allows them the opportunity to basically train year-round or do whatever they want to do. Not like anybody has to go get a job in the off-season to make ends meet.
Randy Flores had a little cleanup surgery during the off-season. And Pujols makes the play, steps on the bag, guns to second, got him. Terrific play by Albert as he takes an extra base hit away and takes us to the 8th inning. I want to remind you to register to win a chance to pick up that Hyundai Sonata at the end of the season. Register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer, and hopefully we'll call your name. And the Cardinals hit a home run in the 7th inning. We'll be happy to announce that winner. Some changes now for the Giants. Randy Wynn moves from left field to center. Jason Ellison takes over in left, and Brad Hennessy is the new pitcher for San Francisco.
4-pitch pitcher. So look at 10 strikeouts, 15 walks in 31 innings. He is a 4-pitch pitcher. His best pitch is a slider. There's a fastball, curve change.
Spezio reaches for it. Taken by Sweeney for the first out. Brad Hennessy, 26-year-old out of Toledo, Ohio. 6'2", 200-pounder. Giants first-round selection, 21st overall back in 01.
And 11 starts for him last year was 4.2 ERA over 5. He made 5 starts this year. But sure, taken out of the rotation because of the base on balls.
Here's Albert Pujols. A couple of hits today, 2 singles. Barry Bonds not in the lineup. And Pujols is with those 2 hits. Bullpen start for the Cardinals. We've seen Thompson, Johnson, Wainwright, Flores. And Hennessy is the 4th pitcher used by San Francisco. 1-1 pitch to Albert, who is just 1 home run back of the pace of Bonds when he hit 73 in 2001. Albert unloads down the left field line. Two and two. In a game like this, Al, it's 9-4 here in the 8th. And you will not see Albert Pujols give away in a bat. Ever. No. Ever.
pushes himself and gets 2 hits. He wants more.
Al McRae was saying during a rain delay earlier this year they were hoping that he just starts swinging away, and they said he was the worst guy we could have had up there at that point.
Because he's going to grind it out.
Right. We need to get the game in. We got to get our 5 innings. Pujols draws a walk. We've seen some walks in this game.
And the 7th walk, if my count is correct.
Yep. There's Scott Rowland. Rowland has walked a couple of times. 2 runs scored. He struck out, fly to center with the bases loaded. Average at 317. He's been above 300 since opening day. Pulls it foul. Power numbers really not where Rowland would like, with just 4 home runs, but still playing every day, and that's been the key in the lineup every single day. And just his name in the lineup makes such a difference.
He can win a ball game with his defense. He can win ball games with singles too.
0-1 pitch. Tennessee suffered the loss when Greg Maddux picked up career win number 300 back in 04. It's pulled foul. Former college shortstop.
Youngstown State University.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Giving Jose Oquendo a round of applause down there, but here in San Francisco they don't like him very much. Dramatic home run back in '87.
He could hit home runs off any left-hander wearing a Giant uniform. But, you know, gotten in that vicious fight with Will Clark.
That's right.
He and Ozzie.
Rowland hits it out to shallow left field. 2 outs. Let's give you a pitch by pitch here with Scott Rowland.
Kind of runs that sinker in on him, just keeps on kind of pounding in, just controls a little bit off. There's a little bit of a slider. Come back with off speed. Down and in. Kind of up and in and fisted a little bit and gets a fly ball to left field.
Pitch by pitch brought to you by Chevrolet. Here's Juan. He's been on base 3 times. Quietly, it has gotten better for Encarnacion.
Those 2 times up, base hits, an RBI, and a couple runs scored. Walked earlier in the game.
Pulls it to third, force play at second, sends us to the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals lead at 9-4.
Hey, Cardinal fans, are you always traveling and missing games? Well, watch Cardinal games live online whenever you're away from home, exclusively from MLB.TV. StLouisCardinals.com has more live games than anyone else. STLCardinals.com, where baseball is always on. Randy Flores back out for his 2nd inning of work. He had a 1-2-3, a strikeout, a walk, and then Finley hit into a double play to get through the 7th inning. Looper is warming up down there in the bullpen. Maybe for after Sweeney.
Well, you know, he'd love to get back out there after what happened in game 1. Looper.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is you know, the way this is shaping up, it's not a safe situation, so you know, Looper needs to get out there, but maybe you'll see if Randy can, and it won't hurt Randy even to go 2 full innings with an off day tomorrow and playing again on Friday night.
Yeah, the Cardinals are in the Fox Saturday game of the week.
3 p.m. game.
San Diego.
Sidney Ponson start.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Broken bat over Eckstein and into left for a leadoff hit. Pedro Feliz on for the second time today. Brings in Mark Sweeney. Let's see if the Cardinals and Molina call for the curveball here time and again on Sweeney. It was Tyler Johnson that struck him out on 3 straight breaking balls back in the 3rd inning, the Cardinal left-hander. That's a real key in this game too, not to be overlooked. Tyler had the bases loaded, nobody out, and got out of that jam. They score some runs, who knows how this game would turn out. Both teams had opportunities early.
And he has a brother that's pitching in the A's organization. He's been up and down the big leagues in AAA, named Ron. He's a left-handed reliever.
And he hits Sweeney.
Durham's a switch hitter. So
Thor is not accustomed to going usually more than just one batter. Has to pitch in his 2nd inning of work here. So Looper continues to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. Runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. 9-4 Cardinals. That's going to be it. Tony La Russa will make the change. Floor is done. Looper coming in. Cardinals baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, brought to you by Budweiser, who thanks you for being a designated driver. By Chevrolet. See a Mid-America Chevy dealer today. Chevy and American Revolution. And by Advance Auto, we're ready in advance. We're at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Just a gorgeous afternoon here on the West Coast. Glad you're with us on FSN. Al Bobosky, Dan McLaughlin. 9-4 Cardinals as we play here in the bottom of the 8th. And Braden Looper is the 5th pitcher used by Tony La Russa today. It started out with Brad Thompson, Tyler Johnson, Adam Wainwright, Randy Flores, and now Braden Looper.
Looper is unscored upon in 12 of his 16 previous outings. Here it's a no out, runners at 1st and 2nd situation with a 5-run lead.
Here's Ray Durham. And Durham pulls it to Albert Pujols. That's one on to 1st. Double play, got him. 3-6-1 on the double play. Well done all the way around. Not easy again, as Pujols has already started one double play. There's another, but the concentration for Albert with the runner in front of him, and then the concentration for Looper to make the catch and still find the bag.
And, you know, Durham runs pretty good. He's hit into 2 double plays. The Cardinals have turned 3. They also have hit into 3 double plays in this ball game. It's had a little bit of everything. 13 runs, 23 hits, 1 error, and it seems like there should be a few more.
That's the catcher, Todd Green. Boy, Albert's made a couple of good plays over there today.
Sure has. Concentration. He is such a good thrower, and that's what really makes it key.
Diving play. Scott Rowland takes the hit away, takes the run away. Terrific job by the Cardinals defense to end the 8th. The Gold Glover, Scott Rowland, to his left, and keeps it 9-4. 9th inning coming up. All right, let's give you a game recap. It's 9-4 Cardinals as we move to the 9th. Brought to you by Jack in the Box as Brad Thompson made the start for the Cardinals. Couple of hits today for Albert Pujols. No Barry Bonds in the lineup. Adam Wainwright, his first swing, a home run. And he's in line for the victory. Hector Luna will lead it off for the Cardinals. On base 3 times. Couple of singles, 2 runs scored to go along with a walk. Luna here, then Molina, and so Taguchi. Cardinals have banged out 13 hits with Edmonds on the bench and Rodriguez on the bench as well. Hit to short. Vizquel just gets Luna.
Tennessee's second inning to work. And the Cardinals, Eckstein only has 1 hit. He leads the National League in that department. Spezio another multi-hit game. Along with Pujols. Where Pujols hit went off the right field wall and didn't get an RBI with a couple men on ahead of him. Scott Rowland doesn't have a hit, but he has a couple runs scored on when he reached base on walks.
7 walks issued to the Cardinals today. Molina's looked a little bit better in this series at the plate. Did ground into a double play with the bases loaded first time up. Slide to left in a hard hit ball, line out. Picked up an RBI single in the 6th and took a walk in the 7th.
And the bases loaded for another RBI.
That's right.
Apparently his bat is broke. But he's looking at it.
At to center. Randy Wynn. There's 2 outs. Tomorrow night, Cardinals Magazine at 7 o'clock. Our guest will be Jason Isringhausen. No baseball tomorrow, but we do have the magazine at 7. It's up to So Taguchi to advance this inning. So 0 for 2. And Taguchi hits this pretty well out to left field. That's got a chance to leave the ballpark. It is a home run. It's a home run for So Taguchi, his first on the year.
An RBI day for So. Sac fly, ace hit and RBI, and now a home run, his first of the year. And Looper will get a chance to swing the bat.
Makes it 10-4.
Just enough to get over the left field wall. Up and in, he just goes up there. Ellenson doesn't have the jump. How about the pitcher spot in the order?
Bunch of RBIs and runs scored.
Marquis pinch hit. He hit a triple and scored. And the first pitch of Wainwright's big league career, he saw a fastball, hit a home run, and they had an RBI from Duncan on a ground out.
Here's Looper down the right field line, and it is a fair ball. How about this spot in the lineup? Are you kidding me?
We only lack the single for hitting for the cycle from the 9th spot in the order.
Looper with the 2-out double.
Just extending this to a lot more fun. Ball up, out, away from him, and he swung, and hey, I hit it. Maybe Eckstein will get his multi-hit game.
1 for 4 today with a walk. RBI back in the 3rd inning. 10-4 Cardinals. Cardinals dropped game 1 of this series.
Came
Won
in
last night, a chance to win today.
Came in tied for first in the National League with 58 hits. He's had another.
Ouch. Foul ball.
He's team leader in hits and multi-hit games. He's hit in 13 of his last 14 games over 400. 7 multi-hit games during that time.
Cardinals could come away with 2 wins in this series and could come away without allowing Bonds to hit number 715.
I think he'll get it before we see the Giants again if he doesn't hit it in the bottom of the ninth. We'll see them till I think September.
Pitch that misses in to David Eckstein. We're in the 9th inning. 10-4 Cardinals with 2 outs and a count of 1-2. Look at that out there.
Where's the cooler?
It's going to be a struggle to get out of that boat.
I don't think he wants to get out.
The cooler's been finished off, and that's going to be a struggle, Al.
I think it's going to be a struggle to get rid of the ore. Push the old inner tube up there.
There's more intrigue than that than 715. Eckstein pulls it foul.
Let's go back to the water.
This could be a little shaky right here.
You know, I don't think he can move. There's the cooler. There's the net.
That's going to be shaky.
I think they're going to pop the tube.
Do you see how he was very concerned about the cooler? Don't pitch the cooler, whatever you do. Eckstein retired. We head to the bottom of the 9th. So Taguchi picks up his first home run of 2006. And the Cardinals leading 10-4. 10-4, and Looper's going to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals with 15 hits this afternoon. They're trying to take 2 of 3 against the San Francisco Giants. Beautiful day in San Francisco. Perfect day to be out on a boat
or a raft.
The kayaks.
First you have to have your cooler. There it is.
Back to our buddy.
And he is really studying. How do I get down there?
That is really wobbly after an afternoon out there with that cooler. That trip just got a lot harder walking down those rocks.
And I have a feeling that cooler is a lot lighter than it was when you started.
Dude, don't forget the cooler. One pitch hit out to center field. Late break by So Taguchi. He's going to make the catch.
They still got some ice. But
only thing left is the ice, Al.
I don't see anything to drink.
Of course, he doesn't look like he's had too many beers. He's in great shape out there.
Yep. It's like you can work on our crew.
One out, nobody on, and here's Jason Ellison. Former athlete right there, Al.
Right-handed relief pitcher. Maybe he was a second baseman in the Braves organization. Played with Bobby Dews.
1-2 the count.
And Dirty Al Gallagher.
Two and two the count. bat hit left side. 2 outs. Budweiser play of the game, and it's a Sho Taguchi home run. Last inning to make it 10-4. His first of the season. And that's your Bud play of the game. No Bonds this afternoon.
If it would have been sponsored by Bud Light, it might have been the Cooler Boys
out there. That was a struggle, but they managed.
Stay off the highways now.
Randy Wynn is 1 for 3 with a single. Run scored back in the first. Struck out in the 7th. He's ground out, flied out.
Got to give the Cardinals credit. No Carpenter, who you always assume is going to pitch you brilliant baseball. You get a bullpen start, and yet everybody turns it up a notch, and Cardinal hitters bang out 15 hits and 10 runs. We're on the verge of taking another series 2 out of 3.
Hit to short. This should do it. Eckstein quickly to first, and the Cardinals take 2 of 3. The final 10-4. A bullpen start with Carpenter unable to go, and the Cardinals win it 10-4 as they pour out onto the field from the dugout. 2 hours and 50 minutes. 15 hit attack for St. Louis. Back with more in a moment. 10-4 the final this afternoon. 10-15-0 for the Cardinals. 4-10-1 for the Giants, and team effort, total team effort today.
Absolutely, and I mean, this is the type of thing that builds a lot of confidence in a team. They never feel like you're out of a game, especially when it's always a pickup day when Carpenter pitches. He's not able to go, but yet they still get the victory and the series sweep, or not sweep, but 2 out of 3.
Cardinal Baseball produced by Bud Productions, an exclusive presentation of FSN Midwest. Next Cardinals broadcast Friday night from San Diego will come your way at 8:30. For Joel and Al Rabasi and our Bud Productions crew, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Stay tuned. It's the Midwest Sports Report coming up.